Ted, are you saying the cool kids are ready? They're ready for another video? Well, you might be right then. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, the cool kids often like to have delicious videos, especially on a Wednesday morning coming down. Yes. Yes, I'm quite excited. So, what are we doing today, Turd? Tell the cool kids, what are we doing? Are we doing a delicious silvers video? Oh, yes. Tell them about the delicious silvers. How much do we like the delicious silvers? That much, huh? What about this delicious silver? Do we like it? Is it cool and refreshing? No. Anyway, cool kids, what we are doing is we're going to continue our wonderful series of our date run. Yeah. Now, I want to see more videos out there. Look, I'm going to tell you, there are people doing the date runs and they're making the videos. The challenge is spreading, but even you can do a date run, guys. Just whatever years you got. You know, I said 2025 and the rules were really simple. All you had to do was have a verifiable date on it. It doesn't even have to be on the item. It's just maybe they only made them 1 year. And that year has to be the year, in question. So you do your run. Now, I said 2025 and back. But you know what? If you can't do that, 1910 and back. Whatever date you want to start at, okay? We'll make it even easier for you. Because I'm finding out that, so I was talking to a European buddy. And he said it's really hard because of VAT taxes to get bullion. And he's unwilling to pay those premiums. And I said, you know what? But he's got all kinds of coins from, the 1700s, 1600s. If you want to start your run at $16.99 and go all the way to $14.72, that'd be awesome too. I'd watch that. Would you guys watch that? Tell me in the comments. All right. Special cool kids. So with no further ado, we are going to get started. Yay. So I got to tell you, we do have much further back to go than where we're at. But do you guys remember where we left off at? I believe we left off at 1859. And I can tell you now that we can go back much further than that. But I won't tell you how far because we're not going to reach it in this video. We have a couple more legs left. However, I am currently adding to this. So I'm going to admit, we haven't, everything I've showed you so far I had when I started this. I just didn't have a 2025 coin. Everything we're seeing here I had, but starting next leg, not this leg, but next leg. Well, no, the end of this leg is the first coin I had to buy since I started this video series. Okay, and I bought in 3 or 4 coins so far, and that number's going to go up. So here we go. This is 1858. This is a seeded $50. From New Orleans. All right, and that's about double melt. Not terrible. All right, and then we can check and see on Numista here. What we think of that. So you guys can see the coin. It's a seeded half. And I'll pause this real quick while I look that up, or you guys can look at the turd. Turd! Ooh, it's turd close up! And Renegade's close up! And the turd. Alright, and here's the coin on Numista. What a fun selection. Christian Goldbrick. Old Christian. The man, the myth, the legend. So, what year? 1858. Yeah, we did pretty good, I think. Yep. I mean, assuming it's not clean, they say it's very good. What's up, the Majar? Tell the cool kids what you're up to today. You doing something exciting?
waiting for my ride to St. Louis.
Going to St. Louis. Oh boy.
For 2 days, and then I'm going to catch the plane to San Francisco.
You left your heart.
And then from San Francisco, I'm going to Cebu.
Cebu. Wow. How are you? All right, that's 1858. Here is 1857. What are you doing in Cebu, Ma?
Visiting your friends.
Oh, okay.
Dude, it's Batanga.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of Philippines, aren't you?
Right. That's what I'm going for.
Vacation, all you ever
It's
wanted.
not a vacation, but
Well, it's kind of a vacation. Let's see if you like it, right? All right, next up is 1857 at halftime. This looks to be Philadelphia, Matt. Coin's not in great shape. It's been cleaned and molested. But I guess I paid $9.50 for it. I'm not sure why I paid $9.50 for this coin. I have a bunch of these, and I didn't pay $9.50. But maybe I just thought it was time to get another halftime. I don't know. That coin is beat to hell. Probably almost good. 1857p. Yeah. I mean, we overpaid, but not by as much as I thought. Anyway, there we go. I don't know. If I ever win the lottery, I'm going to get one of them gold brick dollars that, cost $20K. It's going to be in an NGC holder, but there we go. They made 7.3 million of those, so I don't know why I paid that much for it. Maybe it was when I was first starting out and I thought it was cool. Here's an 1856 seated half. This one was $13. What should be just, and it's a 1856 O. So let me pause it while we do that. It's in bad shape. And here's our coin. 1856 O, 2.6 million. Not a bad coin actually. Yeah. Not bad. What's the melt value? Let's look. The melt value on this coin is $12.88. What would we pay? $13? Yes, please. Yeah, that I'll do. All right. Next up is this lovely coin from 1855. It is, it's got excellent details, but this is a details coin, have no doubt about it. It's been acid tested. But as far as the details go, we're talking extra fine to AU here. So yeah, that's okay. Yeah, look at all the details on this puppy. Looks like it's been cleaned harshly too. Look at the fields. But that's a lot of details. This might even be higher than AU, I don't know. There's not a lot of wear on this coin. But it is definitely a details coin. Anyway, let's check this one out. Alright, here's our coin, 1855. As you can see here, my coin does not have much wear on it at all, if any. Because the details are all there. This is one taller. It's 75% silver. And, the mintage for the 55 is 20,000. So if ours is AU, right, you can see that there's some value there, even though it's a details coin. And what you do for that, guys, a general rule of thumb, if you have a mint state coin and it's details, you drop it a grade, right? So AU, right? Or if it's AU, you drop it extra fine, and that gives you an approximate valuation. Although purists would tell you that this coin is worthless now. It's worth only $19.22 because it has no numismatic value due to the harsh cleaning and acid testing it received. But those people are never going to own that coin because they're not willing to pay what it's actually worth, which would be about $100. Just my humble opinion. But you can see what these sell for at auction. You get one that's unk, that's not molested, you're talking a $500 bill, you know. All right, now we're going to go back to another beat up half dime here. 1854. Is there a mint mark? There is 1854. Oh, that's a New Orleans mint. There's the date though, and that means, and that was $1.50 for that coin. So I'm not gonna bore you. We're not gonna look it up. The coin's not in great shape. I guess we can go back to that page. I guess it's no big deal. Hold on, I got it right here. Should be. Oh, never mind. Let me pause it. And what you know, right on the cover, our coin, except it's a P, not an O. All right, 1854. O is the better date. 1.5 million, 5.6 million. So lower mintage. Our coin is not very good though. But for $1.50, I don't know, we can go wrong. We're 30 cents over melt. 20 cents over melt. We're 22 cents over melt. I'm gonna call this a near melt purchase. All right, next up is a 3-cent Trime, 1853. The Trime, and this one's got a hole in it, and I got it for, oh, I don't have a price on it. This is when I was first buying coins. Yes, I remember this purchase. They were $5 each because they were all like this. They all had holes. Most of them didn't even have dates. But at $5 each, I figured, why not? Yep, I remember that lot. That was an interesting lot. Let me pause it and show you what a Trime is. Now keep in mind, the first year of the Trime, I believe the coins were 90% silver, and then they switched to 75% silver, if I remember correctly, and we're going to find out here in a second. All right, here's our coin. These are the 75% silver versions, but I do know they did make 90% coins, but like I said, I think it was just for 1 year. 1851 to 1853. And this coin is 75% silver. Ours is an 1853p, which was the most common date. Ours is not good. There's nothing good about it, but for $5, it wasn't a bad buy. 69 cents melt, so way over melt. Definitely not a melt purchase. All right, next up, 1852, the 5 franc. 1852, the 5 franc, and then we'll look that up. This one is definitely under melt. Definitely, no doubt about it, under melt. All right, and here is our coin. This is not our coin. I've got the wrong E, or this is the second type. We gotta get the first type. Hold on. All right. Yeah, sorry about that. I put the wrong year in, thinking it didn't matter that much. Well, 1 year can make all the difference in the world. Here's our coin. Yep. Bar. Very famous engraver. He did a lot of coins. All right, 1852 is the first year. Signature, J.J. Barr. Apparently, that's the special kind. I don't know which one we have. I doubt it's a signature. It looks just like it's, yeah, so I bet ours is the normal one. All right. And it looks like there's several varieties, and I'm going to guess ours is the most common. That's just, seems the most likely. There we go. Let's see, yeah. Okay, narrow head, less twisted. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and, try to figure all that out. Point being, we got a coin that's probably fine here. They say it's worth $37. I don't know. All I know is I paid $21.05 for it. The melt value is $25.89. There we go. Yay. All right. Next up, 1851. Ooh. 1851, the 5 franc coin. I paid $37 for this. Not nearly as nice. Not nearly as good at work. But it's a series head, so what do you expect? And here's our coin. The 1851. I'm going to say this is A, I would have meant. Yes, it is. Paris Mint. Okay. 1851A. And yeah, 13 million coins minted. Yeah, we paid about the market rate, if not a little higher. But that's okay. And yeah, that's fine. Series heads usually go higher. They're just cool design. Here's a nice coin. 1850. What mint are you from? A, Paris. Coin's in really good shape. $5.25. That's gonna be above melt, but you know, we didn't buy this at melt. This was not that kind of purchase. So let me look that one up. And as you can see from their example, ours is quite a fine coin. Quite a nice coin. Lots of good details. Alright, anyway. Coin is 90% silver. It weighs 1 gram. So way above melt. And yeah, for $5 we did just fine. And I don't care to know which variety it is. It's really not that important. If you look here, you'll see for $5 I could have got this beat up one. So I think we did okay. Anyway, yeah, $1.04 worth of silver, so we paid 5 times melt for that. Wow, we're not going to get very far on this, are we? Okay, 1849, halftime. This one's in really nice shape. This is a really, let's see if we got a full Liberty there. Let's see. Wow, we do. It appears we have all of the Liberty. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Well, yeah, that's a pretty cool coin for $1.50. Let's see what we got here on Numista. And here's our coin. Oh boy. There's a lot of varieties on this stuff, guys. You start getting into these dates, and yeah, every die is going to have its own special fan on some coins, especially from the British coin. They can tell you which die was used. 9/6. 9/6. I don't know. I haven't looked. But more likely it's this coin, which still has a pretty low mintage. Yeah. Not as good as the 49.0, but 1.3 million, that's not high. Yeah. I don't know what the coin's worth, but I know it's worth more than $1.50. $1.50 is basically melt. Yeah. Alright. Yay. So there's that. Next up, we're running out of time here. So real quick, this coin I paid $64.11 for. It's from 1848, and it is Zweigulden from, well, we're going to have to actually cut this out because we're going to go over 20 minutes, but this is from Bavaria. So let me pop up the Numista real quick. All right, here's our coin. It's 90% silver, about 0.6 of an ounce, about the same as a Canadian dollar. And what we got, 1848, 7%, so it's a, yeah, rarer coin. And cool, kids, I gotta let you go there. Have an amazing day. Like, share, subscribe, all that jive. Bye, bye, bye.